I'm here with Larry Little, my business partner. Hey, Larry, how you doing?
Hey, Mark. Good morning.
Hey, we are here today to talk about digital transformation and what's happening in the industry. Things are really heating up, and we have a special guest with us today that is at Aero Engines Americas in Dallas, and we're going to have him come in and join us, and we're going to talk about digital transformation and what you can do in the industry to be able to create efficiencies. Stand by. You are not going to want to miss. Hey, Larry, let's kick off another great discussion today. Hey, it's always good to engage with you. Hey, for those of you that don't know, Larry's had many years of digital transformation expertise. I met Larry at Boeing originally, and Larry, you managed a lot of digital at the Boeing company, didn't you?
Yeah, Mark, it's good to be with you this morning and have the opportunity to talk about digital transformation. And yeah, we did. I think, well, I have a slanted view, but we really led the industry and the maintenance, environment at Boeing.
Yeah, I really think so too. And I really appreciate you joining with me today. And, we're doing these broadcasts weekly at 9 o'clock Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. We want to invite you to join us. We're trying to bring you information that's going to help you to be able to keep up with what's happening in the industry. Hey, listen, if you're out there watching, I see people are joining us already. We have somebody here that just joined us from Arlington, Texas. Hey, go ahead and join us. We're live. Tell me where you are. Ask us questions. We'll have an opportunity at the end to be able to answer some of your questions. So, hey, just give me a shout out in the comment box down there, or you can share this broadcast. We really like to help people to be successful in the industry and digital. And so join in and be part of this conversation. Hey, listen, we got a special guest. I want to jump right in and bring him in. Let's go ahead and bring him into the broadcast here today. I have Jean-Marc Debrod. Jean-Marc, how are you today?
Very good. Can you hear me well?
I can hear you fine. Thank you. Hey, Jean-Marc, it looks like you're in a hall right now. I think you're at the conference today. Tell us who you are, first of all, and what do you do?
Yeah, so Jean-Marc Debrod, I'm president and CEO of a company called Trekia. We actually market a product called Field Logs, which is directly targeted to help you manage content, digitalize all of the execution that you have in your MRO operations.
Okay, so planning, production control, execution, managing content, electronic signatures for
Correct.
MROs and airlines. Perfect. Okay.
Correct.
And where are you today, please?
So today I'm in Dallas, Texas, at the Aero Engine Americas conference. One of the first, where people are actually coming together in person. And I've been quite surprised. The attendance is very, very good. And we have the, typical Texas way of thinking of how to manage COVID. And it feels great. Everybody's back. It's amazing.
Perfect. Can you give us a quick view? Can we see what's going on there? Or?
Yeah, let me, actually, I don't know how to turn the camera, but, so we have a break, obviously, and people are getting just refreshments. But I must say that I thought there was probably double the amount of people that I thought would be there today. So it's really great. And you really see the sentiment has changed in the past 60 days. It's great. Everybody's back.
Yeah, very good. Larry and I were just talking about this morning. Larry, you're really seeing a lot of growth in the industry today right now, aren't you?
Well, absolutely. I mean, domestically, we're seeing people flying a lot. I actually read this morning, we talk about international travel a lot. I read this morning that Emirates is back to 90% of their route structure, 90% of their route structure, which is just, fantastic to hear.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Jean-Marc, you flew from Minneapolis down to Texas, did you?
Yeah, that's correct. And the plane was absolutely full. Lots of people in the airport. Obviously, it's pretty clear business travel is not fully back, but consumer travel is back. The airports are full. It's amazing. Yeah. It's so nice to see.
Yeah, that's really good. Hey, Jean-Marc, your company is called Trekia, and your product is called Field Logs. Tell us basically what you do. What business problem are you solving in your company today?
Yeah, so of course, starting from production planning, the view is how is it that we can best manage content, deal with all the diverse content that is out there, from the OEMs or things that you want to build in and optimize internally, and digitalizing it in a way that allows really the AMTs to take full advantage of modern digitalization, modern tooling where they can do a job as a team together, managing all, of course, roles and certification, working remote with a support center, and really having a very, very good digital execution, if you will, of everything that's happening, including non-routine events, including, again, digital signatures, and everything that is needed really to be a lot more efficient, to prove compliance, to prove that you've applied or used the right material to actually do your job, and leave a trace that is really unbreakable, extremely, well, what I mean is really a job record that cannot be spoofed in any way and that can be used in any shape or form that is necessary. But again, focusing on efficiencies, compliance, reactivity, flexibility, and of course, building all of the learnings around what is it that you've done in the past, what can you learn from that, and when you have the next job, how can you better be guided in executing your job to do it faster and even more correctly.
Okay, so if I could just summarize that real quick, you're telling me then that if people, are focusing on the concept of planning and production control, you're really giving airlines and MROs, airline maintenance organizations and MROs, the capability to have digital planning and to have digital work assignment, sign off of task cards, and execution and management of their work environment. Is that really what you're doing?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. But in addition, it's really integrating deeply into this diverse type of content, allowing you to really optimize the content you have. For instance, just mixing repairs. You have a component, you need to do repair 2, 4, 7. How is it that I do that in the most efficient manner, organizing all the work instructions correctly, efficiently for DMT to do the job? So it's all of the above, but with this added twist of really able to get the task cards built in a very efficient manner and manage all of the revision process, on top of that.
Okay, so let me ask this question: is it who would be your typical user of a product like this? What business problems are you solving for them? Yeah, I mean, who are they?
Yeah, so we have a wide range of customer base. Engine shop, component shop, engine shops. Of course, going all the way up to the airlines. Sorry, I'm adopting my voice a bit to the volume. And we just signed our first large OEM, which has been really interesting to us. So concretely, then you have the tech pub people, you have the production planners, and of course, you have the AMTs. Bringing all this into one system, full modern digital execution, signature, and of course, the learning mechanisms around that.
Okay, well, very good. Hey, so the question maybe I wanted to bring back from last week, Larry, we had a customer, or not a customer, I'm sorry. We had a viewer last week which asked a very interesting question. They said that, without the availability of structured data, how can we really achieve, digital transformation? Now, Larry, one of the things that you were doing at Boeing is that you were actually producing and delivering, structured data for customers, right?
Absolutely, we were. But digital transformation is really, and I think the way Jean-Marc described it is really was really fantastic. It's really about the right information at the right time to the right person at the right place. Data format really helps you, changes your capability, but it's really, it's really about getting the right information to the right person at the right time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So
Jean-Marc, I was gonna. Well, go ahead, please.
No. I really want to echo what Larry was saying. If you have structured data, if you're able to get, S1000D, ISPEC 2200, it's great. But sometimes you're not able to do that, or you have to mix that, or even better, you need to mix for a work scope, S1000D and SDML. We're agnostic to all this. We have built a lot of intelligence in being able to bring that in, including PDFs, where we can really then bring to the execution via PDF all of the key signature features of our architecture, of our solution, where you can still work as a team, executing work scope jointly with a global view of what's happening. Again, whether it's PDF or structured data, we're able to incorporate that in our work scopes.
You know, it really is a continuum, right? If you have PDF,
Right.
you're able to do certain things. If you have SGML, you're able to do some things. If you have XML, you're able to do even more. If you have S1000D, you're able to do even more. But you can certainly do a lot with a PDF.
Yep.
So, Jean-Marc, if I'm an MRO and all I get is PDF task cards, from the customer, can you help them?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a very lightweight way of integrating those PDFs, cataloging them into our system, and then using them to build work scopes where, again, I can add easily on top of them digital signatures. I can make modifications to add particular measurements I need to record, calculations I need to make. So a PDF is actually very easy. It's just there, you link to them in a smart way to a particular set of pages, paragraphs, the full PDF, but then you add everything else. You inherit all the properties of our architecture in order to do your job. So PDF, XML, S1000D, bring it on.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Well, hey, listen, Jean-Marc, I know you're at the middle of a conference, and so I appreciate you taking, just 10 minutes to have a conversation with us. And I wish you the best down there. Larry and I are very excited about the progress in the industry because right now we're seeing that there's a pilot shortage. There's actually a mechanic shortage, and flights are being canceled. And, because things are actually coming back so quickly that I know that having tools like what you offer are critical to us to complete our digital transformations, to be more efficient and actually comply with all the things that we need to in the industry today during this new growth period.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. And, if I want to conclude, I just want to quote the chairman of BP Aero, Dennis Walsh. This morning, he used a really interesting phrase. He said, "Oh, we had the COVID canyon." And, look at a canyon, you go down hard, but you come up hard. And that's what's happening right now. People are coming back. The industry is coming back. Thanks, everyone.
Really That's really good. Jean-Marc, we'll talk to you again and have a great conference. Thank you for all you're doing to help the industry.
Thank you, everyone. Cheers.
Okay. Bye. Hey, everybody watching, don't leave yet. We're going to have some more conversations about digital transformation. But before I do that, we have so many people that are watching right now. I just want to recognize some of the people because I love it when people are joining us. So we have somebody that's joined us from Arlington, Texas. It's a mystery user. Thanks for joining. We have probably George or Jorge Santos from Sao Paulo. Thanks for joining. We have Eleni from Rio de Janeiro. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Thank you for joining today. We have Kamal from India. I always love it. Our friends in India, thanks for joining. It's getting late at night there. And let's see, we have additional people. Sao Paulo. I miss traveling to Sao Paulo. Matt Churches is a regular follower from the UK. Matt, thanks for joining us today. I really appreciate that. We got Carrie Friendly from Everett, just nearby where you are, Larry. It's great to have that. And we also have Jean-Pierre from France. Thank you so much for joining. Hey, listen, if anybody has any questions, feel free to submit those questions to us. But Larry and I are going to just have a little bit more discussion about digital transformation. Stand by. I think this is going to be interesting. Larry, tell me, what is so important about digital transformation today, right now, at this time in industry? Why is it important?
Well, Mark, you just mentioned, right, the industry is really recovering, and Jean-Marc talked about coming out of the canyon, and there's just so many factors that are important right now to be able to thrive in that sort of environment. Digital transformation is fundamental. We talked about the right information to the right person at the right time.
Yeah. And, Larry and I have created relationships over the last year. Hey, listen, when this whole pandemic thing hit, we did not fall back. We really leaned into it and we said, how can we help the industry to be successful? And over the last year, we've actually interviewed and created relationships with probably 350 different people and companies. And what that's done for us is that's given us a really great view of what's happening in the industry and created some new relationships with software providers. And a very important part of that is that we have positioned ourselves to be able to continue to help people. Number one, I really went into it to help companies to get their message out. We did live interviews like this just to help companies get their message out. But at the same time, we started to become aware of all the great solutions that there are out there. And now we have relationships with these companies. And, our hashtag digital aircraft company, basically what we do is we do consulting. We support people with implementations of different software and solutions. We help connect people to other companies. And essentially, we help trying to find what it is that's going to create success in a business. Larry, over the last year, we've created relationships with content management companies, digital content management, with MRO system companies, with supply chain companies, with people that do planning, production control, like Jean-Marc, and people that do engineering, and people that do consulting, and just all across the board. Then I don't know, Larry, I don't know about you, but I really have been very satisfied by how much we've been able to help people, get their message out over the last year. It just really has been exciting.
And personally, I've just learned a lot about the aerospace industry. And, I've been doing in this domain for 40 years. And over the past 2 years, I've probably learned more than, than I had in the past, 5 or 10 years. And, Mark, I think you mentioned it a little bit about staffing. And one of the biggest challenges right now is talent, is how do you get the talent? And, we read about Southwest canceling flights and American because they just don't have the talent to be able to, maintain the growth.
Okay, well, let's talk about that a minute. Out there right now, things are happening really fast. They really are. We're seeing that people are hiring pilots, mechanics. I know a company, and one of their customers lost half of their IT staff, and they left and went to work at Google and Amazon and places like that. And all of a sudden, they find themselves with an IT staff shortage. Okay, so Larry, what is it that companies can do when they have shortages like that? What do they do?
Mark, it's funny that you would mention that. In my, when I had the opportunity to work at Boeing, I used to tell people, well, you can work on some of the most amazing and fantastic machines that there are ever. Jet airplanes, or the aerospace is just fantastic, amazing technology. Or you can go help someone book a hotel room in Dallas, Texas. Now, what do you want to do, right? Do you want to be part of the aerospace industry, a part of these amazing machines and moving people around the planet? You tell me. So to me, you got to have that joy and personal satisfaction about doing something really great.
Yeah. Larry and I have over the years developed a methodology or a system in really addressing digital transformation. Okay. And we know that we have to do digital transformation. The core foundation is just knowing that you need to do it. But the next step, which is number 2, is that you have to have people that are part of the process, okay? And people with knowledge and the ability to be able to understand business problems, to be able to solve them, implement technology that can be successful digital transformation, and to create success, radical transformations of your business through the implementation of new business processes and technology, enabling technology. And so one of the things that you can do is, one, you can go down the path and you can try to figure this out all on your own, okay? You can do it, all right? We've been doing this for many years. It's possible. Or you can say, how can I accelerate this? How can I get knowledge from people around me? How can I get knowledge from vendors? How can I bring in some outside contract labor, and things to be able to help create success and to accelerate this, all right? If you have the opportunity to save, $1 million a year, and you're not leveraging outside people to be able to create that success, you're losing opportunity. There's lost opportunity cost, or maybe you're losing work, and in the time when we need efficiency because we're short on labor, we need to do things like find, better planning and production control, like what Jean-Marc was talking about, so that they can reduce labor and that they can be more efficient with less people, basically, to get the job done. And so, my recommendation is that once you've made a decision that you're going to do something in your business, leverage the knowledge of people around you to be able to create success. I mean, Larry, did you do all of your development at Boeing in-house, or did you farm some of it out when you needed to?
Well, Mark, we did some of it in-house, of course, but we did exactly what you're talking about, is leveraging other people's knowledge and other resources to be able to do the job as efficiently as possible. And that's even more important now than it was, before the pandemic. At different peak periods in your workloads, MROs go hire short-term mechanics, they hire short-term cleaners. IT companies go hire short-term contractors, to do implementations of development work. Now is a time where you have an opportunity to go, oh, I can't get it done, or you can go out and find people to be able to come help you, all right? I just want to let you know that, Larry and I have relationships with a lot of different companies, and if you're interested and if you need some help to be able to accelerate your digital transformation, reach out to us. Reach out to us at our website, or reach out to me at my email address, and and let us know that you need some help. We'd love to start a conversation with you and find out what are you doing and how can we help. Listen,
we have the opportunity to maybe connect you with a software vendor that can help you. Or if you need some help figuring out what your business problems are, we have a team of consultants which actually have the ability to be able to do that. We can do it remotely. We can do it on site. But the biggest thing that Larry and I and our team are passionate about is helping people to be able to create success with digital. Larry, we've been passionate about implementation of digital for many, many years now.
Absolutely, we have, Mark. And I think, we've kind of shifted the message a little bit to the challenges of 2021. But fundamental to those challenges is digital transformation and talent.
Yep. So anyway,
Mark, there's another one we haven't talked about.
Yeah.
Let's maybe pick it up on the next session, and that's supply chain. It's hard to get basic building materials, much less a specialized fastener for an airplane.
Yeah, just yesterday I saw a news article about how aircraft manufacturers and engine manufacturers are having a really difficult time with supply chain. We've all heard about supply chain. Hey, listen, I had a refrigerator that broke down 6 months ago, and it took 6 months to get a new refrigerator. Okay. I went out and bought a new car recently, and the supply of cars, was in short supply because of the supply chain. Well, guess what? You've all heard about that. But the same problem exists with airplanes and with vendors and suppliers and with aircraft manufacturers. There's supply chain problems. And so, Larry, that's a great idea. I think we should pick up a discussion on supply chain, in our next discussion, and talk about what people can do to optimize that as well.
And there are people out there that are working the supply chain, and they know the secrets of how to get parts.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, listen, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. We have this broadcast. We're now doing it on a regular basis, weekly, on Wednesdays at 9 o'clock Pacific, 12 noon Eastern time. And what we're planning to do is bring you interesting conversation with people who are doing successful digital transformation. And we want to talk about the problems that you're having and what you can do to overcome them and how you can be successful in implementing your digital efforts, how to help you to go paperless, how to help you to put in place, new MRO systems, or put in place digital task cards, or do content management, or to be able to optimize your supply chain. Those real world problems. We have helped people do it all our career, and we want to continue to do that. So join us on Wednesdays for discussions about how do we create digital transformation success in the aviation aerospace industry. Larry, thanks for joining today. It's always a pleasure meeting with you.
Mark.
All right, excellent. Hey, everybody, thanks. Fair winds and following seas to you. Have a great day, and I wish you great success in your digital transformation efforts. Bye.